My favorite K-drama of 2025 so far reminds me of how much I miss All of Us Are Dead. Waiting for All of Us Are Dead Season 2 to come out has been frustrating, and my favorite K-drama of 2025 so far reminds me of how much I miss the Netflix zombie show. While All of Us Are Dead was not the first K-drama about zombies, it was a fresh take on the famous genre with fun characters and lots of action throughout. Although action-packed K-dramas aren't my favorites, All of Us Are Dead got me hooked from the start. Therefore, it's been difficult to accept that, 3 years later, we still don't know when Season 2 is coming. Finding a replacement for All of Us Are Dead is not easy, even though there are plenty of zombie and monster K-dramas. I cannot think of any show that is quite like All of Us Are Dead, and even obvious options like Sweet Home are not necessarily similar to the 2022 show in every way. This is why I was happy to come across Neutopia, Jisoo's new K-drama, which is technically very different from All of Us Are Dead, but somehow feels similar to my favorite zombie show. Neutopia is great, and it reminds me of how much I like All of Us Are Dead. A horror comedy, Neutopia follows Jisoo's Kang Young-joo and Park Jong-min's Lee Jae-yoon as they try to reunite in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. The first episode of Neutopia plays out like the start of a romantic comedy, with Jae-yoon and Young-joo struggling to keep a long-distance relationship during the former's military service. Apart from the opening sequence and the opening credits, it is only at the end of Neutopia, Episode 1, that the show reveals itself as a zombie K-drama. The result is a hilarious version of a zombie apocalypse. While Neutopia is a comedy first and foremost, the show treats the zombie outbreak seriously enough for us to care about the character's safety and whether the two protagonists will reunite. This is somewhat similar to what All of Us Are Dead Season 1 did, with the show often ranging from a romantic K-drama with two lead couples to an action horror show with non-stop action. Neutopia does not take itself as seriously as All of Us Are Dead, but the characters themselves have to deal with deadly situations that come off as funny and scary at the same time. Neutopia is not a replacement for All of Us Are Dead, but it can be just as fun. Neutopia might not be the show to replace All of Us Are Dead, especially if your favorite parts of the Netflix zombie series were the ones with a lot of action and drama. That said, as a hilarious comedy with good enough horror elements, Neutopia can be just as fun as All of Us Are Dead. Jisoo plays a very compelling protagonist who had a lot going on even before the apocalypse started, whereas Park Jong-min shines both in the serious and funny situations that his character is put through. Like All of Us Are Dead, Neutopia has a fun set of supporting characters, many of whom are even more hilarious than the leads, and give us the show's funniest moments. It is also worth noting that Neutopia is currently releasing episodes weekly, resulting in a slightly different experience from when I binged all 12 episodes of All of Us Are Dead on a weekend. Still, each episode of Neutopia ends on a fun cliffhanger that leaves me wanting more. I'm hoping Neutopia will have a more satisfying ending than All of Us Are Dead. With Neutopia set to have 8 episodes, it remains to be seen whether the Coupang Play original series will be a self-contained K-drama. Most of the more traditional Korean dramas are self-contained stories that don't get a second season, whereas streaming originals tend to continue if they are successful enough. Regardless, I hope that Neutopia has a more satisfying ending than that of All of Us Are Dead Season 1. Rather than wrapping up the story, All of Us Are Dead ended on a cliffhanger and left a lot of questions unanswered. While it is fine for a show to end on a cliffhanger, the fact that All of Us Are Dead has not returned yet and might only come back in 2026 makes the Season 1 finale incredibly frustrating in hindsight. From whether Chang-san is really dead to what is going on with Namra and her new Hambi friends, All of Us Are Dead set up a lot of things that will only be paid off in Season 2. Hopefully, Newtopia will have a more definitive ending, even if it leaves the door open for a second season.